Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Hey, believe it or not, every so often I get some new subscribers. Stop laughing, it happens occasionally, okay? And I know a lot of people, they know my story, why I moved to Cambodia and everything, but a lot of people don't. And I get subscribers sometimes that aren't sure yet if that's the right move for them. And they have questions, and I hopefully can help answer that. And that's what we'll be talking about in this video. But as a reminder, look at those pretty books you see on your screen. Those are mine. I wrote those, and I think you want them. Come on, you know you do. And there's a link down below where you can pick up your copies right now for not a whole lot of money at all. And that really helps to support the channel here. But if you'd rather, I have links down below for PayPal and Ko-fi.com. And if you want to donate that way, that's great also. We absolutely love our supporters. We can't express our gratitude enough for you guys and everything you've done and continue to do. And it's always great if you want to help us out. Check out those links. So I want to start by saying that I have no dog in the hunt on whether anybody moves to Cambodia, retires here or not. Sometimes people think I do for some reason, but I don't. Completely your choice whether you want to or not. But like I said, I do get subscribers who are on the fence, and maybe they just want an extra push. Maybe they want to hear my reasons, and those might be, personal to me, but my reasons why I think Cambodia is a good place to live. And a lot of it has to do with the politics of the time, and the cost of living continues to just skyrocket, and people losing benefits, and people who worked most of their lives are now on Social Security, and they can barely afford their rent and food every month. And it's kind of a sad state of affairs. And I think personally, Cambodia is a great place for you to be able to live very comfortably on very little, and be able to save money every month on what you're making now. You don't have to come here and get another job or anything like that. You can just come here and live. And no matter what naysayers might think or express, it is possible for $25 to $30 a day to live here. That will include your rent on a reasonably priced apartment, your electric, your water, your food, your drinks. That's not including any luxuries, any fancy extras. If you need a new laptop, that's going to cost you $800. Yeah. But just on your basic daily needs, I guess you can say. And it's totally possible. And you can live on more. I'm not saying you have to live on, $30 a day. But I'm saying it's possible. You can find apartments here. They're not going to do a credit check. They're not going to check your bank account. You can find them anywhere from $40 all the way up to, $600. You can get a veritable mansion here, almost, really huge, luxurious place if you want the fancy lifestyle, and that's perfectly fine if you do and you can afford it. Go for it. But for $100 to $200, you can find something for a single retired person that's just fantastic. That's just great, just the right size, has modern amenities. A lot of them even have a swimming pool. You usually get free Wi-Fi, and you have the air conditioner and a fan and a little bit of furniture to start you out. Yeah. And you can find those all over really, really easily too. And of course, you can go up from there also if you want more, something more, something bigger, or something more fancy, more amenities. And I talked about this in one of my other videos. Like I can, $4 to $6 a day is what I would spend on all my food and all my drinks that I need for the day, without any extras. Like, that's not counting if I have a few beers, and that's not counting if I buy something I normally wouldn't. Like I buy a bag of sugar, it lasts me 5-6 days. It's a small bag, so that's not an everyday thing, but basically on a typical day, because even though Cambodia is not the dollar store of Asia, as it was called when they first opened their borders after the Khmer Rouge and all that, everything here was way underdeveloped. It was a mess, but everything was so cheap, and so when tourists started coming in, they were all bragging about, man, you can get anything there for $1 or less, and that was true for a while. But of course, everywhere you go around the world, inflation will hit, but things have not gone up significantly or exorbitantly as they have in some other countries, right? Yeah, you're not going to pay $10 for a dozen eggs. That's what I'm saying. You're not going to spend $12 for a pack of cigarettes if you smoke. You're not going to have to worry about, even if you had the money for an apartment, $1,000-$2,000 a month, but your credit check failed. A lot of people face homelessness, and it's not even really a money issue. It's the fact that they don't have the proper credit, because they do a whole background check on you. But here, there's none of that. No background check. Some places do require a deposit and a lease, but most places, a ton of places, do not. So you can go month to month. As long as you got that first month's rent, let's say $150, $200, you can move in generally that same day. Or if they have to clean it up or do some work to finish it the next day, because they will get right on that because they want to rent them out. So, the cost of living is not something you should just ignore, how inexpensive it is to live here. And I use the word inexpensive because cheap implies something substandard, and it's not substandard. It's just inexpensive, okay? They do have some cheap things here, both monetarily and quality-wise, and I'll talk about that in another video, but, for the most part, it's just inexpensive. It's not necessarily cheap, like in a bad way. But the other reason is just, for me, it was just the peace of mind of not having to worry about all the crime, not having to worry about all the judgments that people might give you about certain things. They look at you weird. They think you're just this weird guy because you like certain things, and they don't get it and they don't understand it. But over here, weird is okay. Weird is not going to get you booted out of anywhere. It's not going to lose you friends. It's a very laid back, chill place to live. It can get noisy at times. A lot of motorbikes, a lot of big, loud trucks, carrying things to different places. But pretty soon that just becomes background noise, because your general lifestyle and the people you meet just walking down the street are just wonderful. And it's a very chilled, relaxed place. Like, I don't have to worry about saying the wrong thing to somebody going up, even if they don't understand English and I don't know how to say something in the Khmer language. There are other ways to communicate, and I don't never worry about, I don't want to go there because they might not understand me. No, if I need something or have I'll give you an example. Last night at 9:30 at night, my time, 9:30 at night, my phone charger quit working. The wire, I knew it was going out. I'd been having trouble with the charging cable, and I knew it was going out. 9:30 at night, I plugged in my phone, 20% left, nothing. No matter what I did, no matter how I tried to wiggle it, like I've had to do before, it would just quit. And I was like, no, this is the worst timing. Like, I'm going to be up for at least another 6 hours probably, and my phone's going to run out. What am I going to do without a phone? What am I just going to stare at the floor? That's crazy talk. So I decided I'm going to go out and see. And what I found right down the road was a light on inside of a phone shop that sits way back from the road that I hadn't even noticed before. I saw that light and I was like, oh, I'm not going to have to walk all the way downtown. Okay, great. Right past our local market here, Sakram. And I went over there and told her what I had, my old cord, and I said, do you have? She went and got one. She plugged it in, made sure it worked. And I said, great, how much? And she goes, $3. And I was like, bet. There you go. So I thought I was going to be gone for like an hour looking for some late night place to sell me a expensive cord, but instead I found this little family-owned phone shop that just had one there for just $3. And previously I have had issues with these cords before, but I've always paid $5 for those cords at like other places like electronic shops. So this little phone shop was like, no, $3. I was like, that's perfect. But that's the kind of thing here. Like, you can find what you need. It's very laid back. It's very inexpensive to live here. You can live whatever lifestyle you want, no matter how small it is or how big you want it to be. And there's always something to do, always new foods to try out. And if you're not an adventurous eater, the food situation here is great. You can get your Western favorites at either the Western style supermarkets or the many chain restaurants that are in Cambodia. Siem Reap, we have Starbucks and Habit Burger and Burger King and KFC and yeah, more. And you Dairy Queen, you have one of those. So if that's your thing, that's perfectly fine. You can find that here. But if you are an adventurous eater, there are so many things I still haven't tried yet, but I can go. Matter of fact, I'll make a video. If you want me to make this video, leave me a comment and say, yeah, I'd like to see that video. Or I will take you down to Sakram, my local market, about a 6-minute walk away, and I will spend the day buying various foods. And nothing, I'm telling you, nothing I buy is going to be over $1.25. If you want me to make that video, $1.25 or less, I'll show you some of the shop items I get every day for less, and some of the food items, full meals, fill you up, delicious, for $1.25 or less. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comments. But yeah, the weather here is great. It's generally hot all year round. You do have a rainy season and a dry season. This is the dry season, but it has been rainy a lot. It's been raining more this dry season for the first time since I've been here than sometimes we get during the rainy season. It's just a weird weather pattern, I guess, climate change and all that. But we've had a ton of rain, like heavy rain that lasts more than 20 minutes, like just pounding and pounding and pounding for an hour or more. But it's nice because at night, everything cools down. The sun's not there to burn it out, so you can easily drop from like 90 degrees, and then you get that breeze, and it rains, and the temperature goes down to like 72, 73 Fahrenheit, and it's perfect. Great for sleeping, I absolutely love that. So yeah, you got the low cost of living. You got great, friendly people. You'll make a lot of new friends. You'll save a lot of money. You can eat great food. You're not skimping on anything you have back in the West, It's just a different culture is all. As the saying goes, same, but different. That's perfectly describes Cambodia. But anyway, I hope that helped you out. If you're new and you have some of those questions, yeah, feel free to keep asking away, and I'll keep answering as much as I can. I don't know everything, but I'll tell you what I do know and my experiences and all that. And check out all my links down below. You'll like the other channels. I got my books. You got PayPal and Ko-fi. And, all that good stuff. And from Siem Reap, Cambodia, I will talk to you guys in the next one.